my name is Khaw, and today I would like to share with you the concept of collaborations. The concept of collaborations in workplace. Now, if you look into collaborations, what do you really understand? A collaboration is basically the higher words of working together, and working together is something that's essential in any work environment. In any workplace, you need to work together with another person. It can be your colleagues from the same department, it can be your colleagues from other departments, or it can be your colleagues from other subsidiaries within your group of companies. So whether you're working with your colleagues or working with your prospects or working with your clients, collaboration, working together is essential, right? So what I'm going to do is to share with you the four levels of collaborations found in organizations, right? So we will look into each level and briefly explain to you the pro and cons of each level, and then you decide which level that you are currently operating. And my advice to people is that whatever level that you're operating, it is always good to bring it up to another level, right? One level up. Right. Now, let's begin with the first level. The first level in terms of collaboration is called compliance. Now, compliance, to me personally, I will not regard compliance as collaborations. I will define compliance as collaborations that has been regulated by law. Compliance that is regulated by law, which means that no, the law is the one that drive the collaborations. It is not human being, but it's actually the legal aspects of the industry. For example, if you work in the aviation industry, so you need to comply with the set of regulations set by the DCA, Department of Civil Aviation. Like for example, if you work in a banking institutions, most probably you have a set of regulations that you need to comply set by the central bank. In Malaysian context is actually the bank negara itself, right? So to a certain extent, some companies actually employ compliance manager. Well, what is the person's job? The person's job is to make sure that everybody comply to whatever regulation said. Now, even though this is not a form of collaborations, by all means, please follow all the compliance requirements by your respective regulators. All right. Okay. So let's move on to level two. Or level two is actually talking about teamwork. Now, when we talk about teamwork, you will start to think about all those team building activities that you have actually participated, enjoy. Some of you enjoy, some of you didn't. All right. So questions over here is that does team building activities actually promote teamwork? So questions over here is you need to define teamwork. And I will define teamwork from this particular concept called team synergy. Now, team synergies will have five stages itself. Right? Five stages in team synergy. Now, let's start with the stage one. Stage one is about forming a team. Now, to form a team is extremely easy. You just identify a few person. Let's say you identify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you put them together and call them as, okay, this is team A, right? So it's easy. Forming is so easy. You just identify people and put into that particular group, and then you are a team. Yes, but questions over here is that how well are they going to work together? So that is the main concern, because when you put people of different personality together, are they going to work together, or are they going to, you know, quarrel with each others, right? So forming is stage one. Now, when you form a team, you need to go into a second stage, which is actually storming. Now, storming is a situations where the team member now actually voice out their opinion. This is my opinion, that is your opinion, this is my stand, that is your stand, everything. Now, storming is the most chaotic stage. right? Storming is the most chaotic stage, and this will continue until the team decided to move into stage three. Now, stage three is about norming. Now, what is actually norming? Norming is actually putting whatever things that you storm, which means that whatever thing that you agree to disagree, agree to disagree, or you disagree or you agree, all these type of things, all the chaotic things, putting into a norms. A norms is defined as the ground rules of the team. For example, anybody can disagree with another person view. Anybody can disagree with another person's view is the ground rules, right? So that is just example. Another example that you can think of, that we can think of, would be when a person talk, nobody should interrupt. So that is actually norming of the team itself. Yes. So norming of a team is very important, because when you reach stage three, once your norming is strong, then only you can go into stage four. Stage four is performing. Now, this is a time that your team will actually perform. After norming, your team is now ready for performing, right? So performing carry on until you reach stage five, which is adjourning, right? So a team must adjourn. You must define, you must let your team member know when is the starting point, when is the end point, right? So any team will have the starting point as well as the end point. Then you'll be wondering, there's no such thing. I'm working in the company. Yes, there is, right? For example, even though in employment, your starting point is the day that you join the company, and your end point, well, if nothing happened, your end point would be the day that you retired from the company. That is also your end point. It's just that the duration is longer, right? So some team project is shorter in terms of the life cycle. Some team are longer in terms of the team projects itself, right? Okay, so that is actually on level two. Now, let's move into level three. Level three collaborations is talking about, I believe everybody know this concept called win-win concept, right? A win-win concept is so easy to say. Wherever you go, whichever company that you go, people will say, let's go for a win-win situation. Let's go for a win-win solutions. Let's go for a win-win, agreement or things like that. But how do you define a win-win when two-person want the same thing? You cannot have a win-win situations. You can see that in politics. You can see that in business dealings. You can see that in business pitching. You can see that in two employees, two-person is eyeing for the promotions in the company. So you cannot have a win-win without considering this concept called alternative, right? So win-win must come together with alternative. So work on your alternative. It is not working on both party getting the same thing that they want, but work on the alternative. Now, alternative will come alongside with this word called compromise. So a win-win situations, a win-win collaborations can only work if you are able to identify what is the alternative for that particular person, and are they willing to compromise. If they are not willing to compromise, your alternative is not a valid alternative. All right. So that is actually a win-win solutions or win-win collaborations, right? So that is something that we all know in the market itself. Now let's move on to level four. Level four is about trust collaboration. Now, trust collaboration is the highest level in collaborations, and it's actually a combination of two concepts. One is trust, and another element is collaborations. So when you combine these two elements together, it's called trust collaborations. Now, let me start by saying this to you. Overall concept of trust collaboration is this: I will trust you until you betray my trust. Yes, I will trust you until you betray my trust. So it is actually a stage of total empowerment. I will empower you to undertake the whole project I will empower you to take the whole project together with the accountability, right? Together with the accountability. So which means that you are fully accountable for your actions as well as inactions. So remember this, trust collaboration is the highest level, and to achieve trust collaborations, you need to work on the trust element. Now, trust element is talking about A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Now, in short, it actually stands for ability. People need to look into your ability as a person, as a leader, or as a team member. Now, B, believable. A is ability, B is believable. Do people believe you? Do people believe you based on your past track record? Yes, your track record is the most important thing when it comes to believable. Yes, and then we go into C. C is connected. How well are you connected with a person? Now, this come in, inject in the elements of EQ, emotional intelligence. So a good trust collaborator is a person with high EQ, emotional intelligence, right? So you know how to manage, you know how to really facilitate the situations when it comes to emotion is concerned. And then the D, the D stand for dependable. Are you a dependable person? Now, before I give you a total empowerment, I need to be assured that you are actually a dependable person. So trust element is A, B, C, D. A stand for your ability. You need to prove to me your ability. B stand for believable based on your track record. Is that so? C is called connected. How well are you connect with a person in terms of emotional connections? And D, are you a dependable person? Right? So A, B, C, D, that you will get a trust, and then you will work on the collaboration part. When you combine these two together, it's called trust collaborations. So these are the four levels in terms of collaborations. In other words, it's called working together in an organization, right? So let me repeat and let me refresh your mind in terms of the four levels. First level is compliance. Compliance is collaborations defined by law. Second one, teamwork. Teamwork is where you need to fulfill the five stages in a team synergy. Third level, win-win. A win-win can only work when you are able to define what are the alternative as well as the elements of compromise, right? So you can only work in terms of that. And the fourth level, the highest level is trust collaborations. And you need to work on the trust. Trust is A, B, C, D, ability, believable, connected, as well as dependable, right? So with this, I hope that you enjoy and benefited from this short video on the four levels of collaborations in workplace. If you feel that you have benefited from this video, please give us a like as well as share this video to your fellow colleagues, fellow friends, so that they can benefit it as well, right? So with this, if you need any consultations, if you need any training programs, feel free to call me. I am Stephen Khaw, and my number is 016-470-5888. I repeat, 016-470-5888. Or you can just drop me an email at Steven, Steven dot Khaw, Khaw, which is my surname, at acutelink.com. ACUTELINK dot com. All right. So with this, hopefully you have enjoyed this short video on the four levels of collaborations. In other words, working together in an organization. So with this, Stephen Khaw signing off for now. Bye bye.